This is so cool. Oh my god. My leg is gone. Sorcerer. Oh, this is so cool. After 13 years of waiting, the sequel to the first Space Marine game set in the Warhammer 40k universe has absolutely knocked it out of the park, to the point I wouldn't be surprised if Space Marine 2 was nominated for and won the Action Game of the Year, much like Armored Core 6 did last year when we predicted it would. After the first day of early access, I've had a lot to think on as I set out to engage with the online modes of PvE and PvP in perhaps one of the most faithful adaptations of the grimdark universe of Warhammer. In this video, I'll go over why Space Marine 2 is one of the few games I do not have any regrets pre-ordering, based on the information I saw and how it exceeded my expectations on multiple levels. This isn't to say that there aren't problems with the game. Oh god. Okay. Wait, what? What? Bruh. What just even happened? I don't know if it's a bug or like a... Okay, I think it's definitely a bug. What? They're fine. Because there are bugs, potential optimization issues with older GPUs, and some absence in accessibility or audio options. However, the game delivers more than enough, and with promises of updates and quality of life fixes in the future from the developer team, these small amount of issues can be ignored for the time being. The very first thing I adore, and what most people will experience first in Space Marine 2, is the audio. The entire audio team should be proud of themselves for the banger soundtracks you can hear, from the main menu to the sound of the weapons, and at least 50 different finishing execution animations players can commit on the Tyranids and Forces of Chaos. The audio engineering is really well done, to the point you can pick out individual sounds like the parry or dodge cues, even amidst the most chaotic environment of war. The audio work just makes everything feel super visceral and satisfying on top of the already beautiful graphics. Speaking of graphics, the whole game is just phenomenal on that front. The environmental art is flawless, a lot of it really stays faithful, especially to the Warhammer 40k lore, which any fan of the IP will undoubtedly appreciate. There's so many little moments strewn throughout the game with so many cool details and references that pull you into the moment both in and out of combat that sometimes you just cannot help but stop and admire the tapestry of it all. Particularly the artwork with the design of Imperium units, Chaos Forces, the Tyranids, and the Human Hive cities of the 41st millennium is a true love letter to any Warhammer 40k fan. In regards to the story or campaign of the game, I cannot express enough how well written it was and how interwoven it is into the actual game itself. I think a lot of people not into Warhammer will actually have their curiosities sparked by the game and get into the Warhammer rabbit hole of lore, because while yes, you would probably need to have played the original Space Marine or know some basic Warhammer lore to understand a good amount of what the heck is going on in the game, the writers are not afraid to not handhold you and instead present the lore in the environmental storytelling. Why are these people with psychic abilities confined in these prison-like pods? Who is this godlike emperor everyone keeps yapping about? Why are we fighting these aliens? Why are Space Marines so freaking tall? Wait, there are orcs and magic in space? I think so many things present themselves to the players enough to the point people can walk away both satisfied with the game's basic premise and wanting more Warhammer to kind of figure what happened. And even if you're completely sort of lost in the story of it all, I think there are a lot of golden moments with the dialogue or interactions between the characters of the campaign that make you laugh or gleefully just enjoy the moments. I think one of my favorite iconic moments was when a Marine you're fighting alongside remarks that the enemy has the high ground, and your character, Tidus, replies, "Then we should take it." Just these moments of committing to a last stand against a horde of Tyranids or taking advantage of certain weapons at specific moments in the gameplay are extremely satisfying. During my livestream, a lot of people asked me how the gameplay felt, and the gameplay felt amazingly good, and I could definitely feel a lot of the actions I was committing, which I can only really feel with great games. A lot of people also commented that it looked like Gears of War, and while certainly the third-person over-the-shoulder shooter style has inspiration from Gears of War, the mechanical gameplay is quite different, and I would say Space Marine 2 2 also borrows quite a lot of inspiration, it feels like, from the Doom franchise or the World War Z games as well, which produces a pretty unique and straightforward experience that isn't too clunky. For multiplayer, there's definitely more room for additions, at least on the PvP side. I have a suspicion that there will be, at least initially, a lot more focus on the PvE cooperative side for multiplayer from both the players and developers, whether it's in the campaign or the extra missions granted to the player base, especially when we consider the fact that the NPC Marines in your squad are definitely more of a hindrance on veteran difficulty or higher. Speaking of the incapable NPC companions, the gameplay, or rather the crafted mission areas, definitely feel like it's intended for human co-op play. There's a lot of areas in which you go, man, I really wish I had human players along with me, not these computers that aren't really doing much for me, at least on veteran difficulty or higher. I think most likely there will be a DLC sometime in the future, given the open-endedness of the main campaign, which would be great, so it's going to be something to look forward to in the near future, rather than another 13 years later down the line. As for what multiplayer currently has for customization and progression of your Space Marine, the options include a bunch of lore faithful armors and heraldry for Heretic or Adeptus Astartes, or even custom ones should you want to design your own Space Marine, much like how many people paint or customize their, in real life, tabletop Warhammer pieces in different ways. Finally, I also do hope the success of Space Marine 2 will help ensure additional video game or perhaps even other media adaptations of the Warhammer 40k universe, because it's just got so much lore and the potential for millions of stories to be told. Anyway, hopefully you got some insight or information from this video in determining if you should get this the game or not. Please do leave a like or subscribe to the channel for more gaming and even Warhammer content in the future. Until next time, stay safe and have fun. Ah, damn.
Effects tough.
Tyrant will fall.
Acknowledged. Proceeding to relay. Maintain Vox reports. Damocles out.
All the bowing.
Astropath relay is 4 miles from here. Expect heavy Tyranid presence.
What of the arch enemy?
Sporadic reports, but they are here.
Is this really happening?
Men of honor! Do we fear the Banchee that hammer at our door? No, sir! Damn right! For we are the Cadian Eighth, the most fearsome, tenacious, and relentless bloody men and women that ever crossed the stars! Cadia, our home, lies scattered across the stars, but do we relent? No, sir!
Oh!
All specs cannot keep up with all this debris.
Oh!
We must navigate by sight.
It's so funny.
We will make it. Now focus.
I'm like a tin can in a plastic bag. Oh man. Oh, what? What is this? Oh my god.
Be careful.
Oh, there's bodies. Oh, this is terrifying and beautiful at the same time. What do you call it? What do you, oh, there's fire. Oh yeah, let's just casually fall through the atmosphere. Oh! Oh man, this is so cool.